I've decided we can't get beyond words. What we got to do is get more cynical about our words.
Alright, this is an astrology video, or just a video using this language. Scorpio full moon, 4 degrees 17 minutes Scorpio. Conjunct Chiron's north node. Squaring Pluto at 2 degrees of Aquarius. Uranus new phase conjunction, or Jupiter's in a new phase with Uranus, 22-21 degrees of Taurus. And Saturn at 15 degrees of Pisces. Venus conjunct Chiron. You could call it a balsamic phase conjunction. But really Venus is carrying forward the healing presence of our own awareness, the value of ourself. And what that can be through our actions. You see, when you, what do they say? There's a lot of sayings. Words are still in liminal space for me right now. Aspiration is the pull of the bow. And inspiration is the aim, but inspiration was the cause of aspiration. Perspiration, the work, the effort. Once you know what's valuable, you work for it. There's no question. And it doesn't matter who you are. It does matter what condition you're in, and we can put ourselves in places and in conditions that kill all conviction. But we're hard to kill, and if we don't keep ourselves there, we pull out of it, and eventually we find the inspiration and we aspire to it. And there's nothing more true in this world than trying to figure out what's true within us, within you. And I say try because if you know, then hubris is nemesis. But you call it by another name. You call it truth. And you can fall into the other nihilistic camp of the sophist and say, well, there is no truth because it's always a process. And that's a test of your own value, sense of value of self. Are you even worth a damn? Why not? Why do you think that is? You probably think too much already and you need to feel, and that's why. But the feels is where the pain is. It's what keeps the pleasure alive. What keeps us moving. If you're going to kill that, you might as well just cut out. So deep within us, the bottom of the river of the self is a treasure, and it's an unknown. And every time you think you know what it is, you've realized that you've been in the thought form constructs of denial. The temple of denial. It's all out there, icon external. And it's a beautiful place. And it looks really good. And a lot of people call it home, and it's a virtuous thing. And you get credit if you do that. You give to that. But when you try and diving to some truth at the bottom of the river of the self, you realize that the process is the result. You will never get to the truth of what it is. It's meant to hold you from being swept up in the currents of the hypnosis, the trance. Sure, you're going to be taken down river, but you're going to have a sense of self in meaning, and that's your action, your life, how you live, what you're doing. So in these times, feel into what you've denied. The child within holds the truth, the simple understanding, the thing we buried to keep it alive. We denied the language of what that is to keep it safe. We thought we were stolen, it was stolen from us, and we were betrayed, and we were mutated so that we could never understand what that is. But that was part of the process. Don't allow the given archetypes to define you. You are here to write your own mythology. But you can't do it unless you seek the unknown truth within yourself. And what you'll find is in doing that, you will create really, truly authentic expression of life, because it isn't being defined by the external. It might be held, it might be limited in expression, but it is not halted. So Scorpio is still water, deep water. To me, Scorpio is the ocean. I don't see Neptune as the ocean. Or Pisces, I mean. To me, Pisces is the ocean of the sky. I heard Scorpio being described as a horrible, stagnant swamp by one woman that I met. To me, it said a lot about her. People who repress and hide the darkness within themselves, they give you the true language of their feeling, which is authentic and beautiful. But remember, to judge, to understand the treasure of the self, this unknown, no one else can give you what that is. The language and the ideas and the beliefs we choose, that's what we choose. You can see missed opportunities, or you can see divine alignment. Time tells, but you have to be in a process, otherwise it never comes. And the process is following what's true for you, what's authentic for you. What's the transformation of your beliefs? How valuable could that be to you? If what happened to you that was bad was for a real reason, and you are the one that created the reason. Don't allow the knowledge of the world to hold you into a static form of a conviction of some psychological expression, idea, or some technical white paper describing conditions as this or that. These are people who don't really live. If they lived, they would feel no need to actually write that kind of shit down. It's the people who don't understand that feel the need to understand. And they're not going to understand in the mind. They have to live it. This is why Jesus and Buddha didn't start religions. The religion of the self. That's where you find the truth of God. You aren't trying to take from anyone else, or conquer anyone else, or be better, or above, or distinct. If you are, it's because you are. And that's not a judgment you even need to consider. Let other people judge, measure, and do all that stuff. So honoring the self now, honor what you've denied. Try and face what that is. Really face it. What do you associate with? What do you relate with? What static in your past can you see as a step in the progression of yourself, your cultivation, your dynamic? How best can you transmute that, transform that? Pluto's at the top of the mountain right now. Edging into T-squaring this full moon. So be the light of the sun here. We just had Earth Day yesterday. Get in nature, maybe feel something, feel good somehow. How do you feel good that's like basically just you and nature? Can you feel the sun? Can you enjoy the sunlight? Can you feel the earth, the trees, the water? Go to a river, put your feet in the water. Stand, feel the elements. If it's cold, that's good. If it's hot, that's good. All right, well, that's all I wanted to say. So thanks for watching, listening, and being.